Okay, it's March 14th, and after a brief discussion with the team here on what we need to get done, we're going to clear this field, get rid of some of the debris, take out some trees, and get ready to do some excavation and maybe hopefully get some imposts in. Let's get after it.
Briggs, what are you doing?
I'm chopping trees down. Are you getting it?
I think so.
Get the shot. I'm only doing this once.
Now what?
Just leave it there for a while.
What are you doing?
I'm moving this piece of metal.
Thanks for the information. I was waiting for that one to fall over. What happened?
That's a big one. That's what she said.
I received from Home Depot an order of some posts, some PVC pipe, some valve boxes. I'm gonna start getting these things laid out. Got a mini excavator coming later this week. We're gonna start digging out these rows and putting in some irrigation pipe and moving on. Also went up and picked up these large 5-inch, 8-foot long treated posts for the end of our vineyard rows. And over here, I've got 4 bundles of 13.5 gauge high tensile strength galvanized wire. This will be irrigation tubing, sits on the cardone of the vine, and then the hanging wires between the posts in our trellis. So that right there is four bands or bundles. Each of them is 4,000 feet of wire. So we're sitting at a little over 3 miles of wire there, and that's not even everything I need. I need probably 2 more of those. A lot of wire. Looking forward to that part. All right, you can see these 8 valve boxes that showed up. Inside, they've bagged the various parts, the valves. We'll see if the Home Depot people had the same success as I usually do picking out all my fittings. It's like putting a puzzle together, but to be honest with you, I enjoy doing this work and always have, so here's to no mess ups. Talk to you later. I'll probably put a ball valve in up there and a spigot, just so I can close the valve and run an air hose through the spigot to blow this line out in the winter, which we need to do around here because of the threat of freeze. These will be buried about, I don't know, 15 to 18 inches, maybe up to 20 below the surface. But because we blow them out, it shouldn't be a problem. I've spent many hours today working on this mini excavator here behind me. I've got all the irrigation trenching dug. Hopefully gonna get that irrigation main line in and the laterals to the valves. And then we're gonna fill in those trenches, and I'm hoping to have enough time to try and dig up the rows a little bit. Make sure there's no hard pan down there where the roots are gonna grow. So it takes a little longer than I expected, so I'm not sure how much we'll get done. I might not be able to do the whole row. I might have to dig down where each vine is gonna be planted, just in a 3 or 4 foot area, and deal with it that way rather than doing the whole length of the vine. It's just a lot of soil to move with a little mini bucket. It's only 12 inches wide, but I'm getting better at it. Exciting though. Got a lot of deliveries today for irrigation stuff, tubing, emitters, valves. A lot gonna happen in the next 2 to 3 weeks, so things are gonna change dramatically here behind me. Talk to you later. Here's an example of the trenching I've done. This is the main line. That white tube over there is where the source is stubbed, so I'll be tying into that. Running the new line down this long trench I've dug today. This is just one part of it. It's about 2 feet deep. Take you down here, show you what we got. So this is probably about 300 feet of the main line. See, there are end posts. Those are going to be fun to put in. We're going to use a 6-inch auger, 2-man auger.
Say that again?
2-man auger. And see how they go in before we decide if we need a bigger piece of equipment to help. Here's the turn in that main line. You can see a long way down. It's probably 150-ish feet down to the end. You can see all my 1 1/4 inch tubing here on the left that I'll be gluing and setting down in this trench. You'll notice here, there's little laterals that I've dug to the side over to the rows. That'll go to the valve box, and then that will eventually tee off and go to the drip line poly tubing that will be hanging above the vines. A lot of dirt. Really didn't run into a whole bunch of rocks till right at the end down here. Some massive boulders. There's eight valve boxes, 8 zones. Now we're all the way down here to the end. This is where some of the massive boulders were that I was digging out. You might be able to see them in those piles of dirt, but they're big enough that I won't be probably lifting those. I'm gonna have to get some help to get them on a trailer and get them hauled out of here, or stack them in a corner. Beautiful day out here, couldn't be any better. Not hot, not cold, no wind. It's exciting. So I thought I'd check in and tell you how I'm feeling about this project. It's overwhelming. As it gets closer to mid-May, there's so much to do. Admittedly, it seems way bigger task than it is on paper, but I'm enjoying it and I'm excited about it. I know there's going to be surprises along the way that I've got to deal with, but we're going to make it happen. And even if I don't get the whole trellising up this year, those vines, really it will be next year before I need the wires all the way to the top. Looking forward to it, and I'm worn out today from running that Mini X and hauling posts back and forth and stacking them in different areas of the site, but it's all for good. Hopefully I'm getting healthier for it. Speaking of health, nothing like an old-fashioned when patio season is in the air. Talk to you later. All right, day 2 on the Mini X here, trying to get this irrigation piping in. It's March 26th, I think. Tuesday. Like I said, this turned out to be a lot longer process than I had hoped. Probably about a day or 2 away from having this done. Trying to get as much done as I can get done today. Let me show you what I've done this so far. So again, I opened up these trenches to put pipe in. Down here on the end, you can see where I put some valve boxes in, and you can see a timer wire down there in the bottom that goes to each box. I almost forgot to put the wire in as I started to fill the trench, so luckily I caught that in time. Here's another one. Got the timing wire, valve wires in there, but no boxes yet. So I'll be putting those boxes in. You can see the T's in there that are going to go to each valve box. Here I've covered a bunch of it. So I'm trying to get a lot of this done so I can give the Mini X back and rent it again probably in a week or so. But here's another one where I've got the valves boxes in, the wires going to each box, all the pipes heading there. And out of the ends of these boxes is going to be another 1-inch PVC pipe that tees off. You can see these white lines on the ground. Those white lines are 1-inch pipe that goes to risers. Those stakes represent the post for the row, and the riser will lead to some tubing that's going to be elevated about a foot over the ground with drippers on it for the vines. So as we go down this row, here again I've covered a bunch. You can see where my 1.5-inch pipe is stubbed off here. I'm heading this direction, and I'm about to put in the T and put in the valve into this box. There's the valve right there. It's got a valve, a filter, and a pressure regulator. And then you can see here I've already laid in the wire for the valve timer. And we've got to go all the way around that corner and all the way over there by that shed to tie in to the source water, so from irrigation. A lot to do, a little overwhelming, but working on it. So I admit that today has kicked my butt. I've probably spent 8 or 9 hours out here digging with shovel, using the Mini X, gluing pipe, covering the holes. This is the less glamorous side of vineyard work, for sure. I just have to keep in my mind what the end goal is here to keep me motivated. I've been pulling my pants up all day, which I think is a good thing. I think. We'll see. Yeah, let's see if I can scan here, and you'll see all these trenches are filled back in with. I've left a couple of these valve boxes open. I've left those open for now until I get those wires marked, and then I'll bury them. And then I've got a little more excavating to do where these white lines are. That's where the risers will be that feed the tubing down each row. The laterals, 1-inch pipe to 3/4-inch poly. 750 emitters total for the whole vineyard. That's going to be fun, punching all those holes in the tubing. We'll see if the nephews and family members disappear when all that fun work shows up. They won't. They'll be here for me. Talk to you later. All right, it's Thursday, March 27th. Pretty windy today. Very, very warm. I think we're pushing 78 degrees. Sometime this afternoon, but due to the wind I'm going to try and limit some of my work to not kick up the dust too bad. Let me show you. So today I'm going to try and get this pipe that's heading to my main line right there hooked up, so that in the next few weeks when they turn the irrigation live, I will have water all the way to my valves out there in the field. And then from there I can move the lines to the posts that we're hoping to put some posts in this weekend as well, depending on the weather. So that'll be kind of exciting to start to see that take shape. Well, as with any plumbing project I've ever done, whatever quantity of trips to the store you think you might need for pipe, fittings, triple it. Some idiot that put in the original landscaping irrigation for this house put in a 45-degree fitting there, so I'm gonna have to get another 45 so I can get this pipe on the right level. Well, the long-awaited soil sample results have come back. To my surprise, things look really good. Other than pH, which I knew was going to be an issue, we're at 8.0 for pH, which is the average for Utah. There are some ways to mitigate that. Everything's in the medium, optimum or high range, with just a couple of things that the consultant advised that I add via fertilizer treatments once or twice a year. So really, soil-wise, we're in good shape, other than pH, which just means we're gonna have to.
I'm gonna have to science the shit out of this.
My vineyard consultant person looked at my soil sample and basically said, hey, it's all systems go for the Grantsville vineyard. This looked really good. That's great. We're just putting in posts, and today I'll check back with you later. Did you see that picture I sent with the whole line folded over from the wind?
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Nope. And it caused the
You
domino
could
effect.
you could just stand it back up though, couldn't you?
I think so. It's just a matter of where those vines snapped at the bottom or not.
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh shit, 3 more years to get these established again.
That looked pretty good there. It's got a little bit of a curve.
I feel like we should throw a party for the first.
We should at least have a glass of vino.